Have you ever experienced a situation when you wanted your day to be as productive as possible, but no matter what you try, you still couldn't achieve all of your goals for the day? Or maybe you struggled to fight against distractions and focus on what really matters. Watch this video till the very end and you're gonna find out how you can double your productivity. Hi guys, I'm Evgeny Liseyev and today I want to talk to you about deep work. Cal Newport has written a fascinating book called Deep Work, and today I want to share with you some ideas from it and back it up with my own experience. First of all, why it's so difficult to just do the work which we have to do. Just sit there, open your computer and go on. Don't stand up until you're finished. Well, the problem is we are not the machines, we are humans. If you give a task to a computer, it's just gonna do it. It's not gonna ask you any questions. It's not gonna ask you, why should I do it? Like, come on, printing the text is so boring. Or calculating the values doesn't bring me any fun. Why would I do it? Or I don't love documentaries. I don't want to show it to you. No, it doesn't say anything like that. At least yet. But we, humans, we function differently. We need to understand the why to be able to perform some valuable results. We don't want to do anything until we understand the meaning. And in most of the cases, we also don't want to do something if it doesn't bring any fun to us. Like, why on earth would I watch this boring lecture? Let me just grab my phone, take a look at Instagram, maybe something interesting is going on there, and in a couple of minutes, I'm gonna back to the business. As a result, we tend to procrastinate and start to get distracted from the things that really matter for us. To prevent it, Cal Newport in his book Deep Work argues that you should always have a big goal on the top of your to-do list, so that you understand why you actually need to watch this lecture. He says it's just the way we function. If we are constantly reminded of why we should do it, what is the meaning of it, what is the big goal, then it's much simpler to be productive. And then, once you have a clear and big goal, it's all about how intensely you focus on the task you have to do. Going back to the example of Instagram, it's a very classical situation of distraction and switching between multiple tasks. And it might seem like not a big deal, just 1 minute and you're gonna get back to work. The problem is, our brain is not meant for multitasking. It can focus only on one thing at a time. If you are not agree with me, just try to multiply 9 by 12 right now and at the same time think about the capital of India. It's just not possible. Like, yeah, if you're really good at math and geography, you're gonna say pretty quickly 108 in New Delhi, but still, your brain can deal only with one problem at a time. Cal Newport says that it's detrimental for us to switch the focus of our attention. It's because when you jump from task A to task B, a residual of your attention remains stuck on the original task. As a result, you end up losing your concentration, which unavoidably worsens the outcome. It has been confirmed by a number of scientific experiments. So even if you think that you're capable of doing multiple tasks simultaneously without a really negative impact on your productivity, well, you're not. It's nothing bad though. You just need to take it into account, and if you want to achieve your peak productivity, you need to make sure that you have your focus on one task at a time. Cal Newport says that the high quality work you produce equals the time you spend on it multiplied by how intensely you focus on it. But just increasing the time you spend doing the task doesn't necessarily guarantee you a better result, since research suggests we can reach this peak productivity only 4 hours at max a day. Just 4 hours, and then the level of productivity decreases hugely. When you think about it, it's not really a lot of time, but it's just enough to produce high-quality work. It's enough to achieve what you want to achieve. Just 4 hours a day. But under one condition. You maximize the second factor here, which is the intensity of your focus. And although it might seem easy for you, like you're gonna say, okay, I'm just gonna grab this task and do it, I'm gonna be focused, I'm not gonna allow any distractions, but in reality it just doesn't work like that overnight. The ability to intensely focus is a skill, you have to train it. And if you do, you're gonna be able to achieve that incredible level of productivity you dreamed of. You would be able to produce much more, spending less time. You would be able to free some time to relax. In fact, to be really productive and not to burn out in a matter of a few days or a few weeks, it's really important to relax from time to time. Your brain digests new information, comes up with fresh ideas, mainly when you're not directly working on the task, when you rest, when you sleep. What's really fascinating, though, is that despite the fact that it's proven that such an intense focus on the task you're doing, or as Cal Newport calls it, deep work, is a key to exceptional results, it's not really popular nowadays. You know, this whole open office approaches, a boss who expects you to answer within an hour, there's tons of unnecessary emails which need to be answered pretty much immediately, at least seemingly, this instant messaging and all of the stuff alike. It seems like a substantial part of nowadays working day. It's a convention today, and it's seemingly productive because people might say, well, look, how productive am I? I have sent 150 emails today. But in fact, in most of the cases, it's just the wrong way to measure the productivity. It just distracts us from doing a really meaningful work. Based on several scientific experiments, Cal Newport argues that it's actually irrelevant whether you respond immediately. The only thing that really matters for your customers, your partners, or even your boss is the result that you produce. And the no distraction mode is a must here to achieve a really valuable outcome. So now, when you're hopefully convinced that deep work is a key to some exceptional results, let's try to figure out some rules which should help you to reach this so-called state of flow. By the way, if you like the video so far, please feel free to hit the like button so more people can watch this video to boost their productivity, and subscribe to my channel if you want to get more educational content. Now, back to business. Rule number 1. Make sure you have a big goal. You should have a concrete goal which gives you a clarity why you're doing what you're doing. Concrete means that the goal should be measurable, it should have a deadline, it should be pretty big, but at the same time realistic. Because if it's not ambitious enough, you're just not gonna get enough motivation to work hard to get it. On the other hand, if it's too ambitious, at some point, chances are it's gonna demotivate you and you're gonna quit the whole thing, thinking that it's simply impossible for you to achieve it. Having such a big general goal helps you to focus on the things that are really important for you. When you create your to-do list, for example, you can ask yourself whether this concrete task here helps me to reach my main objective. Rule number 2. When you work intensely, there is no space for distractions. It's a very simple but crucial thing. At the same time, it's not easy at all. Especially in our modern world of constant distractions, instant messaging, and seemingly important quick responses. But as it turns out, in fact, nobody cares whether you're online every minute of your time. Disable all the notifications and put your phone away from your working space. You should try to make it as hard as possible for your brain to find some distractions from the task which really matters now. One way is to disable all of the distracting applications for the time when you have your productive hours. At the same time, there is no real need to quit the social media and stuff alike altogether, like those crazy quit the whole social media for 30 days challenges suggest. Practice shows that such a huge change doesn't really help you in the long run, as you just come back to the initial state. Instead, block some time when you can browse social media, answer all of the emails, and just enjoy surfing the web. I personally like to have this time in the evening, though I don't feel guilty as all of the necessary work is already done. Rule number 3. Clearly divide your productive hours from your relaxing ones. When you work, work hard. When you rest, just rest. This way, you're gonna be able to come refreshed the next day, motivated, and most importantly, ready to work intensely again. To suggest you a few ways to relax that works great for this goal, try walks in the nature and meditation. It works like magic, but it's proven by science. Rule number 4. Pay attention to the things you're focusing on. From a broader perspective, what you choose to focus on and what you choose to ignore plays a huge role on the quality of your life. As Winifred Gallagher nicely says, who you are, think, feel, and do what you love is the sum of what you focus on. Try to focus only on the things that you can influence. Everything else would just distract you and make your life worse. Live a focused life, because it's the best kind there is. I hope I have been of service to you today. If you enjoyed this video, I highly encourage you to take a look at this one, where we dive deep into the topic of procrastination and ways to deal with it.